This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here at Ku Interior Design. Since 2011, she has been helping you design your home and your life. I am here with the owner, interior designer. Thanks so much for joining us here today, Michelle. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. I mean, how's an individual who basically has training in computer science? You went on for over a dozen years in that occupation, feeding yourself, your lifestyle, yet at the same time not really feeding your passion. Basically, the passion was calling you back to looking back through a beautiful house magazine that really got the passion going for you. Share with me a little bit how it is you got involved in this industry.
Well, like you said, from the first time I saw House Beautiful magazine, I fell in love with interior design, and I wanted to do it, but I didn't really grow up in an environment where I was exposed to it very much. I didn't really realize a lot of colleges had interior design programs. And when I was getting out of high school, someone said, you should do computer science, which is what I did. But all those years, I just decided that wasn't making me happy and wanted to go back to school and do what I really wanted to do.
Wonderful. I mean, it's kind of strange because you're kind of still in the problem-solving industry. I mean, you really are solving problems for folks. I mean, anymore in our society, we're so busy, go, go, go. We are all looking for a home that we can come home to at the end of the day. And this is basically where a professional really comes in, like yourself.
Exactly. I mean, when I went back to design school, I really was unprepared for how much my computer and analysis skills served me in school, because design is really all about problem solving.
Interesting. One of the things I notice here is the fact that, I mean, we've all looked through magazines like you did, and yet a professional understands that those designs didn't just happen. They really took a professional, a design, some planning. Is this basically what you're able to take folks through? Is that complete process? Yeah,
I mean, we talk extensively at the beginning about what people want to get from their homes. You know, people have a lot of things that they want to accomplish in the confines of what they're working with. So it's about trying to figure out how we can arrange things to do all the things that they want to do, make it functional. I mean, if it's beautiful but it doesn't work for them, then it's really not very successful.
One of the things, I imagine one of the important qualities of a designer like yourself is being able to listen on the forefront. How important is that first consultation where you're able to make sure that you're working on something that is the dream of that person?
Well, it's pretty important, of course. I try to get a really good feel for what people like by looking around what they already have and talking to them about their needs. But I like to start my projects with a piece of fabric, because that'll really set the tone. Sometimes I'll come back with exactly what they showed me, and when I'm making those initial selections, something might just grab me that's totally off the beaten track, and that might wind up being what they really like. I like to push people's boundaries a little bit.
That is interesting. You mentioned earlier that it's important that it's functional. After all, these are not homes we're just looking at in a magazine. These are places that we have to live. They have to be suited to us personally. I imagine one of the most functional places in a home is the hub of our home, the kitchen. Why is that one of your favorite places?
Well, exactly. I mean, because, for instance, I just helped a family redo their kitchen, and it was set up in such a way that you couldn't stand in front of the cooktop and have the dishwasher open at the same time. The husband and wife like to prepare meals together, and they could barely move around the kitchen together. So changing that dynamic for them really changed their daily life.
I imagine one of the first things you notice when you became a designer is something a lot of folks don't realize. When we look at interior decorators, people who can pick colors and arrange things, an interior designer really gets down and dirty, if you will. I mean, we're talking about moving walls, adding walls, laying down the new electrical, new plumbing. Are these all things that basically you've learned throughout your experience?
Well, definitely things that we talked a lot about in school and from personal experience. Like, for instance, my kitchen, where we are right now. If I'm in my workspace working and it starts to get dark, I virtually have to leave the kitchen to turn on the lights. So those are kinds of things that when I'm designing a kitchen that I'm taking into account, or anybody's home, not necessarily the kitchen, but what are you doing in that space, and how is it going to work for you?
Do you think it's almost an advantage for your clients because you do have a background in computer science, basically able to be analytical when it comes to dealing with the confines of an area or even keeping within budget?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's an advantage that I might have over some other designers, just knowing how to solve problems step by step.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, your philosophy is that a room has to be a true expression of the people that live there. Is that kind of fun as you walk around and gain some insight as to what they like and really put everything together?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not one of those designers that comes in and says, oh, you need to do this, this, and this. It's really a collaborative process. I like to work with them to make sure that we are doing something that they like. It's not about what I like. It's about what works for them and what's going to make them happy. I can take almost anything, whether I'm in love with it or not, and turn it into something beautiful.
So if a person needs a whole room, whole house remodel, you can take that on. What about folks who just want to go a room by room design? Is that something you provide for as well?
Yeah, totally. We can start in one space. My very first project, which we pretty much did the entire first floor with the exception of the kitchen and the family room, we started in the home office. And then they were, oh, let's redo the fireplace in the living room. And then it turned into the whole living room. And it just kind of walked through the whole first floor till, like I said, we did everything but the family room and the kitchen. And I've also started a new service, interior redesign. So if somebody doesn't have a big budget or if they're just dipping their toe in interior design, I can come in and just help you work with what you already have.
Oh, that is very nice. I know one of the most overwhelming experiences I've gone through here recently is moving to a new home. I mean, first of all, we had to get our home ready, staging it, make sure it's all set up. But then also moving into a new home, I mean, it sometimes can take months before I actually get the home to the way I like it. How are you able to help folks there?
Well, I recently helped a woman who was going through a divorce, and we started at her existing home with her husband and tried to figure out what she had that she could use in her new place. Then we went over there and figured out how to use all that and what she could get rid of and give to her husband. And then where did she fill in the missing pieces? Because 9 times out of 10, when you move into a new place, not everything you have is going to work. And one way I can especially help there is I look at things with new eyes. I mean, like you might have always had a piece of furniture in the dining room or the bedroom where I can see how it might be better used in another space where you've never looked at it that way before.
That's great. Speaking of seeing things with new eyes, obviously it's about the client, it's what they want, but is it also rewarding to work with clients who let you use your experience, basically maybe try to get them out of their comfort zone, and in the end, find something that works great for them, yet beyond what they might have imagined by themselves?
Yeah, totally. Again, my first clients, they really liked the arts and crafts aesthetic, but they were very specific about it. Classic patterns. They weren't able to really see how to bring new modern pieces with the same aesthetic that made their home feel that arts and crafts and Asian accent that they liked, but not a museum piece.
Wonderful. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, you can take a look a little bit more into Michelle's story. We're talking about a career that began very successfully and decided to move into her passion, something that she really enjoys, and that is making a great home for you. You can also take a look at all the services they provide right there on the website. Great testimonials from people who she has been able to help there as well. And you can also, her contact information is there. The consultation, is that a consultation that is free for folks to sit down and decide what is best for them?
Yeah, I come over, take a look around, learn more about your project, and get a feel for how we interact, because this is a very intimate process. I'm in your home. I'm learning everything about how you live your life, so we want to make sure that we have a good relationship.
I mean, you basically said that as a home is really a blending of things that you love, and it really should improve the quality of your life. Is that what you strive for every day? Totally.
This was a hard enough world. I want people to come home and just say, oh, thank God I'm home, be in a place that they love.
Excellent. This last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. Once again, you're going to see her contact information. Check out the website, see all the services there. She's got a great gallery there. Really get your creative juices flowing. Decide what it is you might be wanting with your home. Remember, she is basically looking to create a home that you enjoy and love with a customized approach. Design your home and transform your life. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.